Hey everybody, Pop Daddy here, and before we get started, I'd just like to remind you all that I'm giving away one of each of these two Hocus Pocus Carvel 31 Days of Halloween collectible cups and spoon sets. Be sure to watch to the end of the video, like, subscribe, share, and you could win one of them. And now, on with the show. After 29 years, the witches are back. It's been a long time coming, but finally Hocus Pocus 2 is available to watch, and I watched it tonight. What did I think? Is the witches are back, but is the magic back? We'll find out. But first, a little baby update. Baby is currently going at 6.5 months, which is amazing. She's doing great. And today, she sat up on her own. I am so happy and I'm so proud of her. It is so awesome. And she's getting pretty smart. I'm so proud of her. And that's all I have to say about that for now. She's doing great. And I'm really happy to bring you guys the news. Now, on with the show. So like I said, it's been 29 years since the original Hocus Pocus, and the witches are back. So this movie had been a long time coming. Every few years you'd say, hey, they're making a second one. Hey, have you seen this? And then, you know, the crappy photoshopped posters would be out and whatnot, and they would say, see, here's proof, while they were showing you a shoddily made, photoshopped, fan-made poster. But last year the announcement was made that the witches are back, and I'm going to be saying that a lot during this review. They sure like saying things like, son of a witch, please. Don't worry, I won't be going too deep into spoiler territory here, so you can still watch this, then enjoy the film if you choose to. So, I'm going to be honest with you guys right here, right now. The first Hocus Pocus movie was not a movie I really watched a lot growing up. I saw it when it first came out on video back in the early 90s, and I hadn't really watched it since. I'd see it on TV here or there. I'd feel pretty much about it. I wouldn't have like yearly viewings or anything like that. Watching it the other day before I watched this was the first time I had seen it since it first came out. And let me tell you, that is the way to go with this. It's kind of like they never left off. It's like they picked up right where they stopped in 93, and they came back here 29 years later. But unfortunately, 29 years later, you can tell they've gotten a bit older, and they're still kind of playing all the hits. You know, with the singing, the riding a broom that's not really a broom, the way they walk, things like that. Nothing's pretty much, not a lot has changed. The costume and the makeup looks different, like they didn't put as much effort into it. In some points, it looks like this could have been like part of a skit show, or part of a reunion special where you just see them for like 5 minutes and that's it. So, it's not really that, it's not really a strong point for the movie. Basic plot is when the girls were younger, the reverend of their town tried to banish them for witchery. They're back years later, and to do a spell they need the blood of their enemies, and they find out that the reverend's descendant is the mayor, so they have to go get his blood. And he is played delightfully, both reverend and mayor, by the wonderful Buster Bluth himself, Tony Hale, and he brings a lot of joy to this. Last he was on my show was last October on my 4th or 5th episode for Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales. He's got a subplot where he's trying to get a candy apple because they bring a special candy apple maker in, and so he's funny. I always enjoy seeing him. Doug Jones is back as Billy Butcherson, and it's always a pleasure to see him whatever he does. The guy is a master of his work. And I'm glad he came back. I'm glad he has a speaking part. It's great to see his voice and his name in the credits. Basic plot is, you know, two girls accidentally light a black flame candle, and the witches come back. Everything is explained why and how they're back. So I'm glad they didn't make it a big plot hole like that. So that's good. But long story short, it's okay. It has a very, aside from skit show, it has a very made-for-TV movie feel about, which it is, so we've got that there. Aside from that, if you're a fan of the original, I would definitely recommend this. If you're curious, maybe check it out. They kind of make the witches sympathetic in the end, which, I mean, in the original, they were the bad guys, pretty much. But in this one, they're trying to make him sympathetic, and I can't go for that. Another gripe I had, which, you know, actually since we're near the end, spoiler alert. Aside from the witches and Billy Butcherson, There's no one else from the original one. And because I know the stars are still around, Jason Marsden is still getting work. He's getting good work. His voice pops up from time to time. But I mean, technically Binks was gone at the end of the first one. So 29 years spoiler alert. So like I said, if you're a fan or if you're curious, definitely give it a watch. I watched this in 3 viewings. My first viewing was 8 minutes. My third viewing was like 5 minutes. And my second viewing was like an hour, like over an hour. It's entertaining. I will say it is entertaining. And, you know, they don't get too bad, but the only problem is it's been 29 years, and maybe they should have done this a bit sooner, but I'm not going to witch about it anymore. Enjoy. And be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and go to my Facebook page and share the post stating that new episode's out, and you could win one of those 2 cups. Thank you. Love you guys all. Sorry for the rush review. I just finished watching this right now, and I wanted to get it to you guys while the iron was still hot. I thank you all. Hey, real quick, I just totally forgot if I said it, but it is great seeing them all back together. So I forget if I said that during the review, but like I said, I just watched it. I wanted to get this review out as fast as I could, but it is nice seeing them all back together. So if you missed that, you will enjoy this.